Johnny, I'm going to let you start here. Kind of touch on the expectations surrounding safety and why they exist in a mission critical environment.
There are a lot of heightened expectations when you get into the mission critical world, and for good reasons, right? There's a lot of high risk, high hazard areas that we're dealing with, whether we're doing the initial build out or we're working in turned over space. The biggest challenge is making sure that we hold ourselves accountable to do what we commit to and to quite frankly follow the standards that have been put in place for a long time. And when you are in the mission critical world where there's a lot of resources and a lot of very intelligent people, they challenge you. They challenge you to do the right things. But ultimately, it's having a plan, it's making sure everybody's familiar with the plan, and it's making sure that that plan is executed, and then kind of getting all back together and going over what could have been done, what could have enhanced that plan or maybe made it go a little bit more smooth. We always set these expectations for ourselves as GC, subcontractors, clients, whoever you may be. You set these expectations and you very well could achieve those at the end of the day. But what we're realizing more and more is that we need to be able to validate that we've accomplished what we set out to accomplish in the first place. And safety software systems really help with that and really make it a lot easier. Being able to go and validate and be able to show everything that we've done has been a huge payoff.
How have you guys transitioned that into some of your other project types?
Yeah, something that sticks out to me and where the industry's been leading and lagging indicators. For so long, the only thing that we've really used as an industry to measure safety performance is our recordable rate, our DART rate. It's very reactive to an extent. There is some value there and it should be used where it makes sense, but ultimately, you're getting a picture of what happened in the past. You're not getting a picture of where you're performing today or where you're going to be performing in a few weeks, a few months. Working in the mission critical space has really helped kind of open our mind up to more of the leading indicators, whether that be inspections, training records, worker engagement, anonymous reporting, how many hazards have been reported. We're in an industry where we're constantly putting out fires. The mission critical space has really challenged us to be a lot more forward thinking so that we can spend more time out there engaging with the workforce.
Just taking an inventory of how much time you spend planning versus how much time you spend reacting to stuff. Are you fighting fires? Are you doing your best to prevent them?
You plan the work, but you got to go work the plan. That's the most important piece.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a crane plan submitted to me in advance, and they submitted a perfect plan. I mean, it was perfect across the board as you look at it on paper. And it wasn't until I took the superintendent and the safety professional that was on site for that specific project and walked them out to where we were going to go and actually make the pick. And there's an excavation right there where they claim that they're going to be able to be 40-foot offset from the pick. And it just wasn't feasible with what we had going on out there. And talking through it, we realized that we weren't able to maintain that under 75% goal for the crane's capacity that we wanted to with that. And we had to ultimately go get a bigger crane so we could stand a little further away from the activity. And nothing went wrong. And at the end of the day, the plan worked, but we just had to have more conversations about it. And we didn't have those conversations there in front of the crane the day that it got set up and ready to roll when they brought out 15 people paying them for the day to get the job done. We were able to go and do it 2 weeks in advance and ultimately hit our date to get that OFCI equipment installed. One thing that has been very, very helpful for streamlining the process with plan reviews is using HammerTech specifically. It's what we use, and for a reason. Everybody from a subcontractor standpoint understands, hey, the plans are to be submitted through HammerTech. It's very simple, very easy to go and submit plans. And then that gives us the ability, we get the notification. But having one process that everyone's familiar and comfortable with it's really made things quicker, easier, more efficient. Having one method of plan submission and plan review, it's improving efficiency, it's improving our ability to meet dates, it's improving our ability to make sure that workers are ready to go before they get started on an activity. Through systems like HammerTech, we've been able to develop very specific inspections that are focused on high-risk activities and high energy exposure. That's one KPI that we are very, very focused on continuing to build more and more data with. During that final step, when we're going over the plan and then watching the plan come to fruition, we're able to go and validate and see if we have any gaps.
You can be more effective and more efficient. To me, that's a win-win.